Hello everybody, Jeff living in the Philippines here. As you know, I don't do a video every day or every week. I only do a video when something annoys me from YouTube, which has happened a couple of times this week. Oh, here comes my cat to join me. It's all about scamming. There was this black guy got on YouTube and said, I was scammed by my Filipino, I was scammed, blah, 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 scam, there's here, scam, but a load of bollocks. A scam to me is somewhere like someone from Lahore or New Delhi phones you up in that very distinct Indian English accent, and they say that they're from Microsoft and you're having a problem with your computer. Or you press a link that leads them to you to them, then they say that they'll pass you over to their sales team or their whatever team it is, but it's only someone's sitting next to them. And you can watch all these scams on the on YouTube where they actually interact with the CCTV of these scamming people, and you know, they are very good. But to me, that is a scam. That is where someone phones you up and they con you into parting with your money, your bank details and everything. That is a scam. Now, this black guy, he said with his first partner when he came to the Philippines that he got into a taxi. The taxi meter, the guy said it didn't work. He was going somewhere, they agreed on a price, and when he got there, the taxi driver put the price up threefold. That's not a scam, that's you being fucking stupid. You know? If you get in a taxi, I've got in taxis down at Cebu Port. I get in taxis and they say, where do you want to go? And you say, MCWD Waterboard, oh, my meter's not working, that's so-and-so. Well, I'll get out then. I get out and get a taxi that's got a meter. That's not being scammed, that's you just being stupid. And it happened to me walking along the main road here when I was going to Landers with my partner. I waved this black taxi, like an airport taxi, came along. I waved him down, I said, how much to Landers? He said 300 and something. I said, okay, thank you, bye. And I got into a white taxi that was behind him, and the guy in the black taxi got out and started reducing the price. And if I had got in that black taxi and paid him 300 and odd, is that a scam? No, it's me being fucking stupid. The other scam he said that he got scammed, this was another girlfriend. I don't know where it was, it may be Dumaguete or somewhere like that. He went on one of these pony rides, and he thought, well, that'd be nice, take her around the town in a pony and trap, whatever they call them. And he said to the guy, how much? And the guy said for a short trip it's 500, and for a long trip it's 3,000. So he asked for the short trip. And he gets in the car, they travel around a bit, and he thinks to himself, well, surely they should be turning back by now, you know, it's quite a long journey. In the end, he just sat there. So my cat's gone a rampage. I took him for a cat's castration last week, and although he's quieting down, he's meowing, he's freaking crazy running around. But anyway, this guy didn't say a word, and when they got back to the base, the man said 3,000. And the guy said, I only asked for a short trip for 500. And the driver said, yeah, but I thought I'll give you a long trip. And his girlfriend said to him, just pay him, because she didn't want any trouble. Well, if that was my girlfriend said that, I said, oh, fuck off. I said, well, that's 3,000 off your spending money then. You know, your partner's supposed to be there to support you, not watch you get fucking scammed. Anyway, he paid the 3,000. I wouldn't. Would I fuck? It happened to me in India. On the Ganges, I went to Varanasi, and me and this guy arranged we go early in the morning because to sunset at Varanasi is probably the best time to take photos of that. So we go down to the Ghats in Varanasi. We asked this young lad how much, and I don't know exactly, but say for example it was about 300 rupees. So we jump on this boat. It's only me and him and the guy rowing. We go up the river a bit to where all the funeral burning is. We take some pictures, and we take pictures all of the Ghats all along the river. And then while we was there, a guy with flowers and candles came up to us, and we bought a flower and a candle each to drop in the water. I dropped mine in the water, not the correct way, because I didn't want to get my hand in the actual Ganges water itself, because it's minging. So he tried to flog me another one for the same price. I said, no, I'm not paying it. So I gave him about 30 rupees, I think. Anyway, going back, we get off the boat, and we agree between ourselves that because it was quite a cheap trip, we give the rower a tip. So as we was getting off the boat, we gave the rower a tip, and as we proceeded up the Ghat on the steps, the owner came along. He said, that's 600 rupees. I said, no. I said, don't start that. We agreed 300, and that's all we're paying is 300. And then he spoke to the rower, and the rower agreed, and that was it. But you've got to watch yourself in these places. You know, they're not scams. It's just you being fucking stupid. If you fall for it, if you want to pay 3,000 rupees, 3,000 pesos when you only asked for a 500 peso trip, that's your problem. Call the police. He's only trying to get more money out of you, and if you're stupid enough to give it to him, how can that be a scam? One of the other ones it was a hotel. He booked a Airbnb online, and it didn't have a name. All it had was a road and a phone number. He paid for it online. He didn't even try and phone them up or anything, but in the end I believe the phone number was non-existent. But he went to the place, he went to the area, and he couldn't find the address, and he was told that there's no such address. So he was scammed there. That was a scam, because he fell for it, because he didn't get a name of a hotel, he didn't get the phone number and phoned them up beforehand, he just paid it online blindly. So he was scammed there. But to say that everything that happens to you in the Philippines is a scam is not true. We all have our own bank accounts. If you've got a joint bank account with your partner, you know, up to you. I've got my own bank account, and the only person that can draw money out of that bank account is me. If my partner comes up and says, can you buy my brother a motorbike because he's got a new job, and I say, okay, is that a scam? No, it's not. It's you saying, yes, you agree. And, you know, it's things like that in the Philippines that really piss me off, when everything that goes wrong with someone, it's a scam. But it's not a scam. Sometimes it is, but 9 times out of 10, it's you being fucking stupid. Now, I don't get anything for my videos. I'm not on the... I don't get paid for my videos or anything, so I can say what I want. And another thing that I found I'm really pissing me off is that a lot of these old bloggers or floggers, whatever you want to call them, are repeating themselves. How many budget videos have they done over the last years? How many have I made the mistake coming to the Philippines? Well, you've been here 5 years. If you realise you made a mistake, then fuck off back home. The videos are all bullshit. It's repeats, or they steal ideas from other people. I'm sick of budgets. Fucking budgets. This is our budget for the month. This is our budget for the month. We spend this much. We only spend this much. Who gives a fuck? The only person that knows what budget you need is you. And when you come over, have a contingency plan. Have some money in the bank or saved up in case something goes wrong and you want to go back. But if you do if you do want to come to the Philippines, take my advice at first. Don't sell all your properties back home. Have somewhere to go back to. Because the Philippines is not everybody's cup of tea. It can be hot, fucking wet. It can be depressing. It can be, everything you can think of the Philippines can be. Even driving in the Philippines is a nightmare. But you have to be careful. I drive over here. And it does annoy me getting stuck behind tricycles that they can only turn their heads to the right. And they just pull out in front of you. They do U-turns in the middle of the road. But as my partner keeps saying, don't get too close to them, don't get too close to them. And it's true. But I don't know. I'm just really, really pissed off. And the reason I'm doing this video is because I'm going out in a minute to the wholesalers for some drink, and I'm going to the mayor's shop for stocking up on the Sari store. She's gone down to the store to make a list and get all the crates ready. I'm sitting here having a coffee, and I thought, well, I might as well do this video. But when you watch these scams on YouTube, just think to yourself, if you was in that position, just think to yourself, the amount of people that say, I got married and I was scammed into buying a house. Well, hang on, what would you do if you got married in your home country? Would you not buy a house? All of a sudden, it's always the Filipinos' fault when things go wrong in the Philippines. It's never the man's fault. And 9 times out of 10, and I'm not knocking the Americans, but 9 times out of 10, it's the Americans. Not everyone, not all of them, but some of them, they just fucking hell. Especially the ones in Dumaguete. Did I make the right decision in building a house? Have I made the right decision in buying land? Have I made the right decision coming to the Philippines? Could I have done it differently if I had known? Fucking hell, guys, you've been here about 5 years. You should know by now whether you like the place or not. I've been here, come December, 4 years. Do I like the place? Yeah. Compared to England at the moment, the Philippines is okay. I've got money in the bank. I don't spend all my pension. I'm not talking about budgets. But some of you fucking idiots, you spend all your money in the first few months of marriage and that's it. You got nothing left. You don't do anything. I've got rooms to rent. This place is my own. I don't pay rent. I bought land in Cordova. I've got 11 rooms for rent. And when we build a house in Cordova, this house that I'm in now will be converted into rooms, and I'll have about, I don't know, maybe 15, 16 rooms rented out every month. She works in a Sari store at the moment, which is her mum's, but her mum's a bit old for it, so we took it over. But once her niece is out of uni, then she's going to pack it up once we've got the house built in Cordova. And that's it. To be honest, I very rarely touch my pensions because I've got income here. But some of you are that stupid, you can't fucking think. The problem with a lot of guys here, is what's in between their legs rules their heart. That is the problem. A lot of these old guys, they look at this, 70 odd years old, and they got this 18-year-old girl on their arm. Do you really fucking believe that 18-year-old girl is in love with you? Can you imagine laying in bed and she's laying on her side looking at you with no teeth, your mouth open, you're fucking stinking, you're going bald, you're fucking skinny, and she thinks to herself, oh, I wish I had a young Filipino sleeping next to me. But you guys think it's fucking love at first sight. You think she fucking is all over you. She is. She's all over your fucking bank account. I'm not saying all age gap relationships are like that. But if they're very, 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 very young, what do they see in a fucking 70-year-old man? And you had this idiot in Cebu saying, oh, I've got about 12 girlfriends. Oh, good fucking luck to you. Who fucking wants 12? I don't even want one. See, I don't like to say it, but your cock rules your life with some of you people. You think you come over here and you're still 17 or 27 and you can go off with all the young girls and take your Viagra and everything else, and then you say, I've been scammed, she's took all my money, I don't have no money left to get home and everything. Well, there's always that magical word that a lot of you don't use, and it's no. They come up to you, they rub their naked thighs up against you, and you get a hard on, and your blood pressure's pumping, and your heart's going a right dinger, and you say, and she says, can you buy my mum a piece of land because she needs it for a planting? And you're all flustered, you're all shaking, and your heart's beating a drum, and you think, okay dear, yes. And then she phones up her mum and says, yeah, here, buy it. Because 9 times out of 10, the mothers are the worst. And it's only because they want the best for their daughters. So you can't blame the mothers. But at the end of the day, the final decision is yes or no. And if the money is in your bank account, you can say no. And if she don't like it, tough. And if she kicks you out, there was another one there. There's another one. He fell in love with this young girl online. He bought her a house and everything else, a condo, and then she talked him into buying a big sari store, a cafe. It was a cafe, and she made the excuse that there's no need for him to come every day and stay at home and rest and blah blah blah. And to cut a long story short, she was going out at night and not coming in, saying that she had an emergency at the cafe. And he checked on her phone one evening and found all these texts between her and her boyfriend. And he went to the cafe one day and it was closed. And he asked the local, how long has this been closed for? And she said, a couple of months. So she pocketed, I think it was $45,000 or something. So she pocketed that money. She's been going out with her boyfriend for over a year. And when he confronted her, he hired a private detective. And when he confronted her with all the photographs, she said, well, there's nothing you can do about it. There's no divorce in the Philippines. You either take it or lump it. And then she said that she would go to the barangay and accuse him of physical abuse, and because they don't like that in the Philippines, and there's a possibility that he could get deported and everything else. And then she wanted money for something else. She asked for a large sum And if he didn't give it to her, she would go to the barangay and say that he physically abused her. Anyway, what he did, he plucked up the courage and phoned up his private detective and said, "Get me out of here now." And I think the guy drove him to the airport, and he was on the plane going back to America. He had no money, or a bit, but he was free from it all. He learned his lesson. He thought he was madly in love, but she didn't love him. And that's the problem with a lot of you people. You know, what's in your trousers rules your heart, and that is the problem, and you're too scared to say no. I've got money in my bank account, and it will stay in my bank account until I decide to maybe build the house in Cordova. She bought herself an electric e-trike out of her own money that she saved from the Sayu store. She didn't ask me for it. That came from her own bank account. She drew the money out and she went and bought it. Yeah? So, live and learn, live and learn. Live and let live lives, live and learn. You can always say no. And don't keep blaming it on a scam, because after time, it's your fault. It's not a scam. It's you too shit scared. Don't have the bottle to say no. Anyway, that's my rant for today. I'll try and put it out later today after I come back from the shops. The cat's still running around going crazy. So, have a good weekend, and I'll see you later for my next one. I won't ask for you to subscribe, like, or share, whatever, because I don't even bother with that. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If not, then don't. Easy as that. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.